Houston Real Estate Radio starts right now.
Welcome back. You're listening to Houston Real Estate Radio. I'm your host, Shannon Register, and today we are giving you an around-the-state view of what's going on here in the state of Texas. I've got realtors from different areas of the state calling in to tell us what's going on in their market, because nobody knows the market better than a local realtor. I have on the line with me today Cindy O'Gorman. She is with Ebby Haliday Realtors out of Dallas, and she's going to tell us what's going on out there in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. She has been in the business as a realtor for over 28 years. She is Ebby's top agent, so we're excited to have her on the line to give us some great information. How are you doing, Cindy?
I'm good, Shannon. Thank you.
So tell us what you're seeing out there in Dallas, because here in Houston, we've got so many people moving into the area. They're coming from other states, they're coming from within the state, and they're coming from overseas. So what are you seeing out there in Dallas?
We're seeing the same thing. We're seeing a lot more relocation business coming in, a lot of companies moving their headquarters into the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And with the tax changes in California, we're seeing a lot of California investors and companies moving in here as well.
Yeah.
And it's definitely helped the economy.
That's the truth. I know it's helped our economy here locally in Houston and around the state. We're hearing from different realtors, and, they've all got some good news for us, which is great. So what are home values doing in that area? Are y'all seeing the great appreciation in home values that we're seeing here in Houston?
Well, we are seeing appreciation. I think a little bit of the national market saying about the increase in prices is based on the median, which most homeowners don't understand. So they hear the 12% increase and they think it's across the board.
Right.
You have to remember that's based on the median sales price, which is usually in the 100,000 range.
Mm-hmm.
But it is increasing. And the main thing I think is you're seeing homes sell more quickly and closer to their asking price. They're not sitting on the market like they were for a year and a half. And there's bidding wars out there, and for the right home that's priced right and in so conditions.
Do you think that the rental market is also increasing, or has that slacked down? Because I know here there was a huge demand for rentals, and now we're kind of seeing it level off a little bit.
Well, I think that when so many people couldn't sell their properties here, they were putting them for lease. So there was a lot of properties for lease, and you could actually get a really nice home for very cheap rental price. Right now, when the market picked up at the springtime, a lot of people put their rentals on the market to sell them, and so those have been sold. So I think the demand for leasing is still there. It's not quite as in demand as it was, but there's fewer rentals. So it's driving the prices for the rentals up, and the inventory is lower. But now what we're starting to see is some of these, because the interest rates are low, we're seeing investors buy these lower priced homes and plan on using them as rentals again.
So tell me about the inventory there, because here in the Houston area, we are really short on inventory. I can't tell you how many buyers I have that are looking for things that we just can't find for them right now. We're waiting on new houses to be built. We're waiting on more sellers to put their houses on the market. And when they get them on the market, they're going fast. If they're priced right and they're ready to show, they're staged well, they look good, they're selling quickly. And so it's hard to find what someone wants without putting them in a bidding war, like you talked about. Are y'all seeing the shortages of inventory like we have here in Houston?
We are, and some of my buyer's agents are just going crazy because it is a very frustrating market to find the right house for your buyer. And what I see is under 500, if the house is priced right and it is updated, there is multiple offers immediately, and it's bidding war. 500 to $1 million, we're still seeing some of the same thing. But maybe not 7 offers. Maybe you're getting 2 or 3. And then over $1 million, we're still seeing the market has picked up, but it's not as much a multiple offer situation. But we're seeing that the minute things go on the market, buyers are jumping to see them immediately. And it is kind of sad because some of the homes that have been on the market that are still a deal are being overlooked. And they think just because it's been on the market, but those are the ones that are actually priced below market. The ones that are coming on the market now, are priced at a higher price, and they're selling immediately.
That's a good point that you make. I find that a lot of buyers feel like if the house has been on the market for a while, there must be something wrong with it and they don't want it. And that really isn't the case most of the time. Usually there's nothing wrong with the house, just for one reason or another, you haven't found the right buyer. And like you said, it's been on the market long enough that you're usually going to get a good deal on it, more so than you would a home just now coming on the market.
Exactly. And so I'm encouraging buyers to go back and look at those homes that have been on the market again. And, when they've lost a couple of homes that are fresh on the market to multiple offers, go back and revisit some of those homes that have been on the market and get a good buy, and then go put some money into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's kind of a pain sometimes when you want to move in and you want to renovate. But if you've got a little time before you have to move in, you can get all the renovations done, and it's a lot easier to do it before you actually move into the house. Right,
and we're seeing the buyers, I think, in this market, they're using so much of their money to get in using their down payment, and it's a larger down payment is required now than it used to be. So a lot of these buyers don't have the money to come up with the updates. So the ones that are already updated are definitely selling faster.
Mm-hmm. Now, what about investment properties? Do you have a lot of investment buyers?
We are actually seeing that, buyers, investors are going back into the market paying cash for deals. I think that when all the pricing was down, we saw a lot of people coming in, lowballing properties and buying investments. Now, I think they're more buying investments, trying to use them as rentals. And, I think that the problem with that is some of these lower price homes are going for top dollar. So the investments are really in that upper price range where you can buy it and hold on to it and then resell it when the market in that price range really goes strong again.
Yeah, I think that investors, people, now I'm not talking about professional investors, but people who want to buy investment homes to rent out or to renovate and flip, they kind of missed the boat on it. It was last year and the year before were really the better times to buy those properties.
Right. Now, if you go further out, you can still buy some of those investment properties because I think the increase in the market has started in Dallas. It starts south in the Highland Park, Preston Hollow area. And then as soon as it picks up there, we kind of know it's going to start going north. So we've noticed it started at the beginning of the year in North Dallas, Plano, Frisco, and it's continuing now. It's starting to go a little further north and spread out. But it's definitely a market that if you didn't jump on it already, you're going to still get a good deal because the rates are so low and the prices really are still down compared to what they were years ago.
Right.
But you really want to go ahead and buy this year because if the rates go up, everybody's going to feel like they missed the boat with the combination of the low prices and the low interest rates.
And we had a spike in interest rates, and luckily we've kind of come off of that a little bit. But you never know when that's going to happen again and not come back down.
Well, I remember buying a car years ago that the interest rate was 17%. So how can anybody complain at anything under 5%? You need to borrow as much money as you can right now.
That's true. But they do complain. I mean, when rates were 3.5%, they were still complaining about other things, not so much the rates, but they were still complaining about other things and walking away from good deals over, maybe some minor repair issues. And it's like, really, you're not seeing the big picture on this.
And that's so true. We're really having issues with the repairs. The option period right now, 7 to 10 days for $100 to $250 is ridiculous because you're tying up a house. And I'm seeing buyers that because they've been in multiple offer situations, they're tying a house up while they think about it.
Right.
And then that seller is losing, 4 or 5 other potential buyers that didn't get the property, and it goes back on the market. So, in my opinion, that's something that needs to change. We need to have a larger option fee or a shorter option period.
I agree.
It's really worth everybody's while because it's a very frustrating market when that happens.
That is so true, and that's something that I've heard about in a lot of classes I've taken, and we've been talking about it for years, but it has become such a norm to do the 7 to 10 days for $100 that you don't see agents doing more, and when you ask them to do more, they balk at it, and it's like, really, that's where we need to be. That's what we need to be doing. So,
well, and it's if they're afraid to put more money down, are they really that committed to the property?
Right.
And, I think that's what we all need to change.
Mm-hmm. Well, I appreciate your opinions. I'm really glad that you called in to tell us about the Dallas area. Real quickly, can you tell us some of the hot areas in your market?
Yes, I would say the North Dallas, Preston Hollow, Plano, Frisco, all along the tollway, kind of the center of the Metroplex. And it is growing. In North, we haven't had a lot of new builder inventory because the builders just haven't been putting the specs on the ground. Mm-hmm. We're seeing more and more specs going up, and the little pockets that have some land is being bought by builders, and we're seeing some more new builds going up, and they're selling again, and buyers are buying the lots again. That we haven't seen that happening in a while. So we're definitely seeing people start building. We're seeing people go further north and buy the land and start putting more developments up. So I think it's exciting. It's been hard to sell new construction because there hasn't been any, and everybody, our relocation business always loves new construction.
Right.
And I'll tell you, the one thing that I see that is very much in demand in a resale or new construction is a one-story. Mm-hmm. And so many people are simplifying, they're downsizing, they've had the big house, they've had everything, now they're wanting a one-story, 3-car garage with a view. And if you can find that, that is the ideal house for most of Dallas's buyers right now that are downsized.
So true, Cindy. I definitely agree with that. All right, Cindy O'Gorman, she is with Ebby Haliday out of Dallas. She called in today to give us a view on what's going on in the Dallas market. We'll be right back with another view from around the state here on Houston Real Estate Radio.